Hey, it's Jag. Back at it.
Yeah.
Well, the drama with the electronics shop continues, but things are moving forward, which is great. Basically, they're going to redo the whole floor in that shop. There's a crawl space and a closet there. They're going to redo that, and the floor in the laundry room. I don't know if they're going to do the whole ceiling or part of the ceiling, but at least the damaged part is going to get repaired. But things probably won't match there. And the whole back wall is getting redone. The side walls and the other wall are fine. There was no damage there. So basically, floor in that whole room and the room next to it, ceiling, either all of it or about half of it, and that back wall. Once they get all of that done, I'm not going to move everything back in there. I'm going to finish the GGBO build, and then I'm going to renovate that shop. That's a project that's been on my list for at least 20 years. Since everything's out of there and we have a bunch of new construction in there, I'm just going to continue with renovating that shop. Don't know yet exactly what that's going to entail. I do know that I'm not going to leave the look of the old wood panels. I may leave those panels in there or just fill holes and paint it white or something, but we'll see what goes on. So anyway, that's a quick update on what's going on in the electronics shop. But as I said, I'm back at it for the GGBO here. I don't really have a plan right now other than my priority right now is to get the body basically done. Maybe not the finish and final sanding, but I want to get everything else done on that, and then I can concentrate on doing the neck, which is the part I've really never done before. So today I'm going to drill the holes for the pickup wires and whatnot, because that was something I kept forgetting about. I'd keep going, oh yeah, I got to do that. Oh yeah, I got to do that. So today I'm doing that so I don't forget. I will do the roundovers on the top and bottom. Don't know how far I'll get today, but that's where I'm at now. So I've got the body set up and clamped. I've got a couple of, I guess they're called bell hangers bits. This one's an 1/8 inch. I'm going to use that to start a pilot hole through here. And then I have a 1/4 inch, which is what I want the final size to be, just so I have enough room for all the wires that are going through. Not that there's a lot, but I will start with that, with a pilot hole. I have stuck a little scrap piece of wood down here to keep from making any kind of a divot in the neck pocket. Also, it will give me just a slight angle on my drill in, so as it goes toward the rear pickup, the hole will go down as well as opposed to up, so that we can make sure we keep that those wires out of the way of the pickups. I'm drilling the hole in the center here. I like it to go under the pickups so that the tabs on the outsides sort of straddle the wires. That always has worked the best for me. I've had guitars where the wires go down the side, and I've always had to contend with the tabs for the pickup. So we're going to drill for that right now. And it looks like I went a little too low with that, so I'm just going to try and bring that hole up a bit. I think I'll count on doing that with the thicker drill bit. Woohoo! Didn't go through the back of the guitar. Now I need to drill a hole from the selector switch into the cavity for the neck pickup. So I'm a little more tense about drilling this one. I don't want to risk going through the top of the guitar. I've had enough of mistakes. So I've got 3 layers of tape on there. That should protect things. And I'm just going to go as shallow as I can drilling this hole. Ah, well, that looks good. A little bit higher in the cavity than I actually wanted, but I'll take it. So I'm going to drill the hole from the control cavity into the cavity for the bridge humbucker. I've got the body rigged up here. I just have to go through not really too much wood to get there, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So I'm hoping to just come out in the back corner here. I'm through right where the tab for the humbucker goes, so I might have to deal with this despite what I said earlier. I don't think there'll be a major problem. I have a fair bit of distance from where the ground wire for the bridge is going to be over to the control cavity. So I'm going to go take the ground wire from the bridge into the cavity for the bridge humbucker, and then that can go through to the cavity that way. I'm going to use a 3/32 inch drill bit to drill that hole. Well, that's the holes for the wires all drilled. The hole for the toggle switch comes out just here. I don't know if you can see that on camera, just below my finger here. And goes from the neck pickup right here. And then I've got the hole here to the bridge pickup. And then in the bridge pickup cavity, I have a hole going from right here through to the control cavity right here. And I drilled a 3/32 hole from here to just inside the cavity for the humbucker. So there's one hole I still haven't drilled, and I'm glad I just noticed it now, and that's the one from the control cavity to the cup for the input jack. So I'll go off camera and just do that one, and then I will get to the next job. Before I can get to doing the roundovers, which I want to do before I do the belly and arm carve, it just seems to make most sense to me to do that. I'll be doing the roundovers on my router table. Once the arm carve and belly carve is there, the router bearing will run out of material at those spots. So I want to do the roundovers before I do that, of course. But before I even do that, I still need to flatten the top a bit. The back's really good. I don't know if it could be any better, but it looks great to me, so that's good. Way back when I jointed the maple for the tops, one piece was a little bit thicker than the other. So when I glued them up, there was a little bit of a ridge on the top. I'm going to sand, I'll start with some 80 grit, go to probably just to 120 for now, and I'll go 220 and up when I do the fine sanding. Yes, you did all see that right, and I know some of you are screaming at me. That ridge was actually a little higher than I thought it was. I thought, well, I'll just take some very light passes on my planer. I know I have risk for tear out, especially with the way this grain was going, and I did get some tear out. But as I said, I did the passes very light. I got a little bit of tear out up around the top here and down at the bottom here, but it's all shallow enough the roundover will take that off. And then I got one little chip here and just a couple little ones over here. So when I sand, I will, or before I sand, I will fill those with some sawdust. I'm not really upset about that at all. There was, the way this grain goes, there was already some tear out. It's really swirly in some spots. So I knew I was going to have to sort of look at that and be careful with sanding and maybe do some grain filling. So now the body is down to 39.5 mil thick. It's uniform all the way. It looks perfectly flat. So I'm good to do the roundovers now. The top is a little bit over 4 mil thick, so pretty thin top now. That's okay. Overall, the guitar is feeling like a really good thickness, so I like that. I have been debating whether I want to do a very small radius roundover like on a Telecaster or a bigger one like on a Strat. So what I'm going to do is get my round over bits and kind of decide which one's going to look best. There'll be an arm carve here, so you will see it go to the ash here. But I don't want to round it over and have sort of an ash outline all the way around. That would look like a mistake. So I'm just going to get my my round over bits and decide what I'm going to use for that, and then we are going to do the round overs. Okay, so I've got a 3/16, pretty typical for a Telecaster round over. I've got a 5/16 and a 7/16, which is pretty typical, I think, for a Strat round over. I'm going to check that first. That might be a little too much to work with the top the way it is. I think I can probably go with the 5/16 though. I like more of a round over. I like a softer feeling guitar. Yeah, definitely the 7/16 is out for this. Looking at this, I'm thinking I might go with the 3/16. I'll do the 3/16 around the top anyway. And if it looks like I can get away with the 5/16 after I do that, maybe I will do it anyway. I may decide though on the back to do the 5/16 or maybe even the 7/16 to have it really soft on the back. All right, well, that's the round overs done. That went really well. I was able to go to the 5/16 on the top, and it's just starting to show an edge around it. It won't be really noticeable. It doesn't look like anything's wrong there. On the back, I did go to a 7/16 round over, so a lot more stratish in it. It feels really comfortable that way. I'm looking at this, and I thought I had my router set down to about 20,000 RPM, but I've got some burning, little bit on the ash back here, and a little bit up here and around the edges. That will sand out, but I'm going to have to probably look a little closer at my router and maybe slow it down a little bit more or take lighter passes. I was going very light, so I'm kind of surprised about that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for today because this is looking really good to me, and I'm feeling really, really positive It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks since I really had any time to work on the guitar, and I feel like I got really far today. This body's getting really close to being done. In the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with doing the belly carve. I'm still thinking, you know, the more that I did this, I went from the 3/16 and then I decided a 5/16 looks okay. And I'm still thinking that I want to go 7/16 round over on the top as well. That will for sure reveal the ash around the outside. And I'm just debating whether that's going to look kind of amateurish or not very good or what. Let me know what you guys think. You know, if I go with a 7/16 and reveal a little bit more of the sides, how do you think that will look? I'm just not exactly sure how that's going to look. And of course, once I've done it, you can't undo it. So please comment below. Let me know if you think going to a 7/16 round over on this top is going to be going too far. I will start with the belly carve in the next video. I will have, I'm sure, decided what I'll do about the top. See if I can get you some views. There we go. The round over. I'll be carving here, so I'm not worried about what I'm going to do about that corner. You'll also notice it's a little rough up here. There's a lot of carving I'm going to do there. So there we are. Control cavities. All of the holes drilled. Here's the top. That did, going to 5/16, took care of all of that tear out around the edges. At least as far as I can see right now. There is a little bit of tear out right here, and another one up here, and up around the toggle switch. There's a pretty big one actually right here. And you can see how swirly and crazy the grain goes in all those spots. So as I say, I'm going to have to at least do super glue and sawdust in there. I'll see what happens when I'm done sanding this. I may actually do some real grain filling, and that should take care of that too. So that's where we're at with that. Got my groove back. A week away, a flood in the basement, and all of that, all of the hassle for the last week or week and a half. But I feel like I've got my groove back, and I'm really excited about finishing this guitar. Particularly right now, the body is actually right now looking really like a finished body, and I think that figuring is going to look fantastic once I get this sanded and filled and get a finish on there. So I'm really happy with how this is going. I want to get it to where all I have left to do is final sanding and finishing, and maybe the carve up around the neck. I got a little bit of work to do up in that area, and I think I might wait till I get the neck done before I finalize what I'm doing there. So, like always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please. Share the video, comment, give a thumbs up. Those really help. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me through this. I know it's getting down to the end of October. Still really hoping that I will get this done before the final deadline. I think November 5th they do the judging. If I can get this done by the end of October, I'll feel like I at least I will get in under the wire, let's say that. So really happy about that. So until the next video, we'll see you.